Well, I think that after so many changes in our team and the new things that we had to implement, I think that we started a little bit unpredictable. We wanted our pre-season period in Dubai to get us in an uncomfortable situation playing against good teams in Emirates, which was not the case due to that international ban to Indian Football Federation. So we didn't get that chance to lose a couple of games in our pre-season and feel, like I say, the uncomfortable position of pushing players over the limit and building up. Then we started our season with a nice victory. Then the losses that we get in the beginning, that was actually planned in the preseason in Emirates. But then you have to deal with it. You have to manage those moments. After that, we changed certain things in our game, the approach and everything, and we managed to have, I think, 8 or I don't know how many games without defeat, with 7 victories as well. And that made an impact and difference in our season, because we knew that in the period of December and January you have to be strong where many teams are losing points. So that was the period where we accumulated all those points, giving us a more comfortable situation. Then again we had an obligation to give time and space to certain players. It's also about the development of our team, because it's the club's objective as well. And then you have to deal with all those things, to manage all those things day by day, week by week. Later on, we lost a couple of players from our team due to injuries. Then again, you have to improvise and manage things, which pushed us in a situation losing games away, winning games at home. You know, again, every time having that different feeling, you know, with ups and downs. Again, managing those moments and things from a physical and a mental side. And today, after 20 games, we are actually again in the situation where we wanted to be in the playoffs, especially in this league. The moment when you know that you are qualified, everything changes somehow. You know, the approach, the mentality, the mindset. Also, the teams who at one moment know that they will not participate in the playoffs. It gives also an impact in this competition, because that changed the total perspective for everybody. It's not the same, like I mentioned a couple of times in press conferences. It's not the same when you face one team in November or December, where everybody still has a possibility to qualify for playoffs, and then later on somewhere in January where maybe somebody lost that position, and then many things change. So you have to deal with those things. So today, we ended up our season with 3 defeats, which is disappointing. Of course, 3 difficult games, but we expected more, especially where we failed in some away games to collect those points and stay maybe higher up the table. Yet at the end, we wanted to give again time and space to some players to feel the ISL, because they're the beginning of their career. So we have to think about many other things. And today, you know, we are closing down one chapter, starting with the playoffs immediately now on Friday, and then hoping for the best. We will try to prepare as best as possible for that one game, knockout phase in Bangalore, and let's hope to play one good game and get that qualification if possible. Well, again, speaking about a couple of years of disappointment, speaking about the players group, where actually since last year, changing the approach to every game, changing the mentality of wanting us to become the team from the top. You know, the players themselves, they'll have to realize that it's important to perform every day on a training, every game, whether you play home or away. You have to perform. If you want to be the top in your league, if you want to be the top player, you have to change that approach. You must commit yourself to that cause, because like that you become better, like that you improve. And these kind of things sometimes are difficult, because in a coaching job, when we speak about football, you can coach many things. You can coach tactically, you can coach technically, you can coach many other things. The things that you cannot coach are character and mentality. So these kind of things sometimes are difficult to change on a huge scale. Last year we were playing without fans in the bubble. It was different. This year when you play in front of crowd, you know, the players also, they know that from a mental side they have to prepare themselves for these kind of games, especially knowing that, and now knowing after this season, me as a coach, I saw that playing for Kerala Blasters is something special. Playing for Kerala Blasters is something huge, especially in India. And I think that not every player from ISL and not every player from India can play in Kerala Blasters, because it brings you kind of responsibility, expectations. Part of your character and mentality must be tough, that you can overcome all the difficulties. And in these kind of moments, I think that we failed in a couple of games where actually we had to perform and show that part of our mentality and character, but that's a part of one side. In one side, that's part of process. On the other side, that's also part of recognizing if we as a group are capable, and then later on as a unit, as a club, as a coaching staff together with management. After one season, you manage and decide what are the next steps. This is how it goes in football, building up your team for the future. And so all these things, when you have to do it during the season, step by step, modifying, that's the beauty of this coaching job. So I think that this year we showed some good quality football. I think that we scored some really nice goals. I think that we achieved some really nice victories. Again, maybe reaching, somebody was mentioning a couple of records about, I don't know, goals, victories, home grounds, whatever. But from the other side, we failed in a couple of moments where actually we had to do it better. We had to do it better, and that's also a lesson, an example that tomorrow about building up further on, that we have to take all those things in consideration. You have two options. Or you work a lot to try to improve in that area, that you play faster, you find quicker solutions, taking more risks like finding those solutions. And then when you create those kind of things, you know that you can be wide open for counterattacks. We as a team, as a Kerala Blasters, and if we speak about our home games, we have that kind of obligation to show and give something extra for the fans. Because playing in Kerala Blasters in home games, we want to be dominant, because we want our opponents to feel that we are playing at home and they're playing away. Okay, this is very important for the club's mentality, for the club's identity. I was reading somewhere and listening the stories that before in previous years, everybody was speaking, you know what, we are going to Kochi, so it will be an easy game, so we go there, we collect points and we go home. So these kind of things we wanted to change this year. And then when you create those things and you have your key players who can make difference, the other teams, they make scouting reports, they know how you play, they see what are can be, let's say, dangerous side of our attack, and then they try to stop you. So I always say, you will perform good if your opponents allowed you to do so. So then when you get closed by some, your key players get closed down, then the other players, they have to step up. The other players, they have to make the difference. So you have to be diversified. And these kind of things, we were looking for solutions, trying to hit our opponents from different sides. The second option is to play defensive football, to sit down, to be in a low block, to not to care about beauty of football. But this kind of thing, as a coach, I don't believe in it, because it makes me nervous, it makes me not enjoying the football. And also obligation as a club, speaking about having young players, then players with quality, who are coming here to play football in front of those fans, scoring goals, hearing that sound from the standings. This is something special here. That's what we need. That's what we want. And by creating chances, playing nice football, we want it. So now playing for the future and the next games, when you have your opponents sitting down, closing down the block, knowing that we have quality to pass and play football with the short passings and combination, you have to deal with it. You have to deal with it. This is I always say, I always respect more players with the football knowledge who are capable of making the difference in the last 25, 30 meters, creating chances, creating options, than the teams and the players who are just sitting down, waiting and maybe kicking the ball out and then winning those games 1-0 in counterattacks, because it benefits you on a short term. We can see from the last season the team as a Jamshedpur winning the Shield and then completely failed in the next season. So as a club, you must find your identity, the way you want to play, and like that, the players that you attract will enjoy your football, will enjoy your club, will enjoy being here, and that, like that, you can attract more players and more younger players to develop in order to get them later better. We knew already since he arrived and started training with us that he possessed quality. He has a quality to become India national team player. We knew that from the very first day. And as a coach, when you have that kind of young player, you want to give him first time and space to adapt to your training intensity, to training sessions and everything before you, like we say, throw him to the lions. You know, and we were wanting to choose the moment. He's the guy who likes to play, especially here in front of home ground. And last night he showed that quality. We were confident seeing him playing football. He was confident, even it was not easy for him. But with this kind of quality and approach, I think that he can be nothing but better. We expect that everybody will enjoy his football games in the future for Kerala Blasters. Like this. Even last season, in the previous season, when it comes to playoffs, so first you have this regular part of the season where you want to play football, to develop many other things, to make your players better, you know, experiencing and trying many different things. Then when it comes to playoffs, everybody forgets about the beauty of football. Everybody forgets about whatever, being nice. It's about result. So what we have to improve now, it's only about now fighting for qualification. You know, if it's going to be ugly, yeah, who cares? You're fighting for qualification. If it's going to be like what, not nice football, yeah, but you have to fight to qualify for the playoffs. Because I think that throughout the whole playoffs till the finals, even the final game last season, what was our experience? It was about good organization, good discipline on the pitch, respecting the tactical side, especially speaking about set pieces and how you want to close down your opponent. Many teams will be very, very careful about those things. And I don't expect neither maybe us or our opponents or any other team in playoffs to deliver and show you some extra quality. Everybody will be very careful, that's for sure. And so it's all about that. Now preparing for that playoff phase where you have to be well organized, compact, disciplined, concentrated in every moment of the game, trying to reach that qualification. That's all.